What is going on, everybody? It's your man ATX Crypto, aka Nathan. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic weekend. Starting off today, we're going to be looking into HEX. We're going to be looking into some ideas that happened and some tweets, and just have some overall fun, guys. It's Sunday. Hope all y'all are here just to tune in, have fun. This is definitely a free-for-all question type deal as well. So if you have some questions that y'all are liking or that you were wanting answered, or maybe just trying to get some more answers on something like staking or HEX or anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the chat or in the comments below, as I do reply to every single one of the comments. So I appreciate all the support and all the love as well lately, guys. We are moving on up, pacing real close to about 900 subscribers by the end of February. So let's see if we can get there. We got a couple more days to go. And, then we go from there. What's up, Clifton? Hello, ATXikins. Glad to be here. Absolutely glad you were here as well. Funkmaster Hex says, let's go. Facing reality, let's fucking go. Happy Sunday, fam. Happy Sunday to all of you beautiful people. I hope y'all are having an absolute wonderful weekend so far. And yeah, definitely going to be seeing what's up. Firefighting A2 snatched up that 538 dip. Hey, that's a good point. I know I set some limit orders. Let me just see if maybe something like that ended up getting hit. Give me 1 second, because now you got me curious. I gotta type in all the password again. Hey, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Absolutely, folks. Love seeing that. All right. God dang, it's just always good. Anytime that you can set a limit order and then it gets filled, oof, it just feels so good. Cause like I didn't even realize I set it there. And without even having to worry, did the price end up getting that low? What did the price do? My limit order gets filled, and so I had limit orders going all the way down even to 4.3 at this point in time, because really that's kind of what the market is showing at this time. We got a lot going on in terms of the HEX price, so without further ado, let me actually pull up 2 more websites on this side so I can have it set up. And all right. Without further ado, let's take a little peeky-weeky over here at that HEX price and see what's happening. So Firefighting A2 was able to scoop up some of this. What happened? Interesting. Full screen? Daily? No? Okay. Share. Well, my eCam is being weird. There it goes. Cool. Share and Chrome and HEX. Why aren't you sharing the screen, my friend? Okay, interesting. All right, cool. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. For whatever reason, it's just being a little bit funky. Did it really change all of this around? Oh, man. Well, dang. That's no fun when it does that. It's not even showing the right display. Well, interesting. Yeah, give me 1 second here. Why are you not working? What if I go to this screen here? Okay, cool. Well, that'll work. We'll get to the figure out what went wrong in a second on the other ones, but I appreciate everyone tuning in, having fun, saying what's up. So yeah, Firefighting A2 snatched up that 538 dip. Absolutely. And folks, look at this. HEX, in fact, did break the trend line. We were wondering, or at least I was wondering, maybe if HEX would end up breaking the trend line. So this is HEX on the daily chart right here. And it looked like yesterday we were kind of hovering around this line, around this 5.9. It actually broke through a little bit, but the limit orders pushed it back up. I was wondering if we would close below this trend line. We did in fact close below the trend line, and it actually dropped all the way down to 5.331. Now, I do anticipate that unless we kind of push back above this again, we may still have some negative pressure. Why? Because people are waiting for Richard Hart to give an update on PulseChain, and it's now been over a week and he still hasn't said anything. And I've said this before in the past, but PulseChain and HEX are now very tied and correlated with each other. So unfortunately, that just is what it is. But you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Now that we know exactly kind of how this is going to play out, we can use the 5 Ps of proper preparation, preventing poor performance. We can implement some sort of strategy to say what happens if, and if it does happen, here's what I'm going to do. I talked about this before, but if you actually change the W for a T and what, when, and where, you actually answer all of your questions to that then and there. So literally, like, you can answer all those questions. Oh, that made me nervous. The puppy just barked. Woo. So yeah, HEX has bounced back up around 5.937 cents once again. It actually got down pretty low, so we kind of saw this coming. 1 second here. He's just staring at me like, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you. Fucking dogs, man. They just have all sorts of emotions, if you will, right? They're creatures of emotions just like us, which is why a lot of the times they mirror their owners. So if you see the puppy having attitude, it's probably because you also got a lot of attitude, if you ask me. So taking a little gander once again, looks like Firefighting was able to scoop up some limit order HEX here. Now again, I do advise setting limit orders on the way down just in case, because folks, we never exactly know where it might go. But as I stated before, HEX has done these 22% dips in relatively a few days. We can just kind of measure it over here from this one on down to kind of see what happened. It's around a 20% dip. That was before we broke through the trend line. We did a 22% dip here. We can go back once again and actually pull this up and see that HEX has done a 21%. Whoops, it's a little bit more than that. HEX has done a 21% dip here. And yeah, 23%. So I'm anticipating HEX probably going to do something like that. Now again, you know, we can only anticipate, right? If PulseChain announcement happens, then like all TA is out the window instantly. But I'm just playing it safe rather than sorry. So if we end up getting, say, another 20% dip or 21% dip, I would see the price being somewhere around 4.7, 4.6 cents. So what I did was I have a ladder limit order strategy where I end up going down from 5.3 to 5.1 to 4.9 to 4.7. So I can scoop up some HEX on the way down should the price end up going down further. I also set it all the way down, essentially down to 4.3 for those limit orders that I currently have. Now again, if you follow me on, if you actually have it set up with my Patreon, then I actually post these limit orders that I post on there as well in my Discord. So to anyone who has that, you also get access to a profit taking strategy and a profit taking spreadsheet and a whole bunch of other stuff. So definitely check that link down in the description if it's something that you'd like to participate in yourself. We have the limit orders, and these are wicks right here. So these wicks that we're seeing, these are actually from people, essentially the limit orders getting filled, right? So anytime that you start seeing these big wicks that are happening, it's basically the limit orders pushing it back up like we've seen before. Now I don't have the liquidity one pulled up, so let me just get to where I can get that pulled up again. Uniswap, well, liquidity. Now I'll get to that here in a second. So once I'll just move that over here so that way it's just not on the screen and y'all don't have to see it. But yeah, so that way y'all can kind of see how it ends up working, how it ends up happening, and what's going on with it as well. So keeping all that in mind, we are just really trying to see what's going to happen. We don't know exactly what may end up being, but it is what it is. Let's say what's up to everyone else in chat real quick. Happy Sunday, sir. Cash Up Cash. Happy Sunday to you as well. Anthony Saavedra. Happy Sunday, closer to Pulse launch. Yeah, every single day that clicks by or ticks by, or you know, another day that passes, guys, you got to realize we are literally that much closer to the launch of PulseChain. And we are almost at the end of February. It is February 26th. I cannot believe it. We got 2 more days left in this month. And my God, can you believe that? And essentially what was the first 2 months of this year in 2023, HEX has been on an absolute tear. And we can actually go back to the beginning of 2023. So that way y'all can kind of get an idea and see this as well. Might as well throw this on auto real quick. Yeah, let's just measure this out. So January 1st, 2023. So in terms of where it started on January 1st, not how low it got, but where it started, it's already gone and done a 278% move. And as of right now, it's still up 222%. If you were able to scoop up some additional HEX at this 1.7 cent level, that was an amazing opportunity. And it seems like that seems to be the low of what we are looking at in terms of HEX and what's going on. So it would be very difficult for HEX to get back in this region right here for this region, like 3 cent, 2 cent, 1 cent HEX. It's going to be very difficult. There's going to have to be someone who just probably hates themselves or gets hacked and has some emergency in-stake situation. One of those more or less black swan events. So I'm not gonna say that this is likely in this scenario to get back in this region. I do see us staying above at least 5 cents for now. But again, we know that everything can change within a heartbeat depending upon what kind of news we get with PulseChain. If we hear that PulseChain is going to be delayed once again for another 2 months, I can assure you that there will be so many people that just sell their HEX. I cannot believe the amount of people that actually sold during this bear market. It shocked me, I gotta say. I thought that the Hexicans were more diamond-handed than what they've shown, and it seems like they aren't as diamond-handed as they say. So hopefully we wash those weak hands out and we truly bring in some new diamond hands into the ecosystem. In fact, that is exactly what is happening. And I show this because it's important for you to see. Every single day, there's been more buyers, 285 buyers, than there have been sellers of 150. So literally, there's been a redistribution of wealth happening right before our eyes. So all these weak hands who are getting shaken out, and we can actually go through, and something that we'll do today is just kind of look at some of the people who have sold recently as well, because you know, might as well pull them up and call them out and see what's going on and see what they got going on inside their head. To see if we can kind of find some reason or find some logic. So let's pull that up over here as well. One sec, the wife just sent a message here. Oh, it's all good, all good. Yeah, someone just sent a message talking about the details for it. So it's all in my my link in the description below and the video. I'll go ahead and just kind of show you where you can see this information, just in case you end up wanting to get this yourself. ATX crypto, boom. Go on this live video right here, bam. And if you come on down into the description area for YouTube, it'll list all this information right here. Bam. Oops. And I need to have the echo right there. So the description area. Stop. Why are you playing? Cool. So this is actually right here. Looking to support Access Profit Taking Spreadsheet. It's patreon.com/ATX Crypto. By joining the Patreon, that will actually grant you access to the Discord. And inside the Discord, you will see just a little brief snippet of it right here. We have the HEX alerts going on for anyone who's in here. We have the profit taking spreadsheets. We have the HEX chat going on, limit orders, buy orders, and all that good stuff as well. Y'all are welcome to check that out should you want to find out more information by checking out this link right here or this link right here. For whatever reason, it didn't hyperlink it. I guess it's because I just need to make sure it's set up that way, put HTTPS, whatever. So just copy this information into your browser, paste it in, you'll have access to it right there. Nice, easy, and simple to anyone who is looking to join that right there as well. Alrighty, what else we got? Looking sharp today, Sunday best. Hey, appreciate that Cash Up Cash. Yeah, coming through looking fly. You know, I realize you gotta, you know, I want to share this information. I want to make sure people are hearing this information. And when you're just kind of feeling like a slob, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily like throw on a shirt or you got a tank top on. No hard feelings to anyone who does that. It just kind of seems more lazy, and we've talked about that mentality that you have to have, like same as just your alarm clock. If you, for whatever reason, hit snooze on your alarm clock, that can instantly set off the mentality a certain way. Well, I just feel like when you fucking dress up, you feel good, oh man, it's a great day, you know what I mean? And just that's how I'm bringing this, that's how I'm bringing the energy, and that's what I'm going to be doing kind of going forward. Now, I'm not going to say I'm always going to be in a shirt and tie and all that good shit, but I will do my best, because why the F not, folks? It is a phenomenal opportunity. And again, a lot of people don't necessarily catch the live streams because I was like, oh, it's Sunday. I could just put on, say, like a hoodie or like a HEX shirt or something like that. And then I was like, man, like, no, fuck that, dude. It's every day, man. Like, you got to get that mentality ready. And so that's kind of where, but I appreciate the comment on that. Look at sharp. Do you have any thoughts? Oh, hello, Hex Force 1. What's up? Clifton says, do you have any thoughts on other hex coins like Hedron and Icosa? I spelled it wrong for sure. By the way, that tie knot just showing off. Lol. Yeah, so this is one of those little fancy I was telling y'all the other day. I like doing certain tie knots, but sometimes it's been a while since I've even messed with them myself, and so I like things to look a certain way, more or less that like perfectionist mentality, and I'm just like, oh, and I fuck with it for like 30 minutes sometimes, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do the tie I know how to tie, because I know that shit looks good. But today I was like, I'm dedicated to making sure this one works, so I appreciate the kind words on that too as well, Clifton. Now, in regards to other hex coins like Hedron and Icosa, the only thing I'm using them for is just the fact that Hedron will give me my free yield, you know what I mean? And so, like, not free yield, my Hedron I get because of staking my hex. So before I end a stake, I will claim my Hedron. I use it for that purpose. Sometimes I'll do a swap at that point in time, buy some more hex if it's a reasonable price that I think, and all that good stuff. Or I'll just hold on to my Hedron for the time being, because they are actually, in fact, decorrelating, and this is something that is good for you to see as well. So crypto.watch, crypto pro watch, crypto, here, let me just type in correlation. There you go. So crypto watch, or it's tough to even say. Crypto watch, you gotta spell it yourself, but cryptowat.ch/correlations has a full matrix in here, so I can actually pull up, say, Hedron, for example. And over the last year, this is important for everyone to kind of see and know. So the way this works for this correlation matrix is it's basically showing Bitcoin, Hex, Ethereum, and Hedron. So for Bitcoin, for example, and Ethereum, they're 90% correlated, which is essentially what this 0.9 is right here, over the last year, meaning when one goes up, the other also is likely to go up and follow suit. And when one goes down, the same will follow suit. However, with Hex, for example, it's only with Hex, it's only 53% correlated with Bitcoin over the last year. With Ethereum, it's only 62% correlated. And then again, even with Hedron, Hedron's only 38% correlated with Hex. So even Hedron now is starting to kind of break away and start doing its own thing. It's not going to be provided the support like it once did. In fact, the OA pulled a bunch of liquidity from the Hedron protocol. I want to say it was like a month ago or so. Don't quote me on that, but ever since then, the correlations have just kind of gotten off a little bit. We can look at it even over the last 30 days. And over the last 30 days, Bitcoin and Ethereum are 91% correlated. That's crazy. But again, Bitcoin and Hex are only 24% correlated over the last 30 days. And it seems like this number is going to continue to get further and further apart. which is amazing. We want to see less correlation with the big players because we don't care about them doing their thing. We want to do our own thing and not be brought down and tied to a sinking ship. Not saying these are the sinking ships in this regard. Yeah, I am. I don't see the returns in terms of what you can get based on the future of the crypto. So with Bitcoin, can I see a 2, 3, 5x? Sure. Do I see that happening by the next bull run? Sure, but if you're talking about the X's that you're going to get on HEX, for example, during that same bull run, I mean, we're talking a multitude of 10 easily. So I could see go from a 10x to a 50x, whereas Bitcoin may only see a 2x to a 5x. You know, that's for example. So I don't really care to see what Bitcoin's doing so much because I don't want it to have an effect on HEX. Now, if we go back over here and look at the 7-day chart, you can see HEX is really just kind of breaking apart fully from Bitcoin. And I am a big fan of this right here, guys. Over the last 7 days, HEX has really shown that it's going to do its own thing. Even with Ethereum, it's sitting at negative 16%. So again, that's just phenomenal stuff. That means that whenever one goes up or whenever Ethereum goes down, for example, HEX is most likely going to be going up in that regard because it's not correlated to it. It's not being brought down. Now that same thing can happen if Ethereum goes up. It doesn't necessarily mean that HEX is going to go down, right? Because it doesn't mean it's inversely proportional. So that way y'all have an idea. Now with Hedron, look at this. Hedron and HEX are also negative 19%. So it's a big factor saying that like HEX and Hedron are probably going to just start doing their own thing. And then Hedron and Icosa are working toward their own thing as well. Now, in order to find out a little bit more on this, you can always go into lookintohedron.com, another website made by Crypto Sloth right here. So when you go to lookintohedron.com, you can see other stuff like HSI protocols happening right now. You can see some good HSI deals if it's a good time to go about getting some of these stakes that are happening in the HSI auctions. You can get this by having Hedron, bidding on the Hedron, and actually staking your Hedron to earn Icosa. And then when you earn Icosa, you can, again, do what you want from there. But that's going to essentially be its own entity. So we are breaking apart from Hedron and Icosa as well, which I love. I am a big fan of this. Let it do its own thing. If it's here to be a part of the community, then that's great. If it's going to continue to pay the dividends by staking HEX and I can get this additional asset without having to do anything additional, that is great. Now, if I'm having to swap my Hedron, stake my Hedron, earn my Icosa yield in that regard, and do a whole bunch of other stuff, it gets a little bit tricky, right? You're just inserting more stuff that you have to be paying attention to. So for myself, I don't mess with the Icosa yield system. Maybe I should. Maybe it's something I should look into more. Y'all let me know, I guess. Maybe I can do a little bit of a deep dive analysis and maybe figure that out together. But for now, I just take my Hedron and then when the time is right, I swap it for HEX, right? So that's how I do it personally at this point in time. My buddy that I got into fucking HEX has like just absolutely gone ham on learning this stuff. He's gotten more T-shares than he had ever before by participating in the HSI auctions, and that's phenomenal stuff, and I'm very happy for him. I'm just also happy with where I was at through staking PulseChain and sacrificing, should I say, PulseChain and sacrificing for PulseX. But yeah, great little website. You can also go to hedron.pro is another website. This one actually has a lot more information on here. So if you want to go and like mint your Hedron, you can find out more information on here, how it all works and all that good stuff. So both of them are there. I just think that, again, now that HEX and Hedron are kind of breaking apart from each other, it just means that Hedron's going to have to do its own thing and make sure that it can survive, right? And I know it will. It's just one of those things that will be here, so I'm sure it's all good to go. But that's kind of my thoughts on Hedron and Icosa. Let it be its own thing. I still get my Hedron if I want to eventually participate in some of these HSI auctions. Maybe I can take some time to figure that out with my Hedron, but for the most part, when I got my Hedron, I swapped it, so I don't really have a lot of Hedron anymore, and I dang sure ain't buying any just to participate in the auctions. But again, I was also fortunate enough to have a great stack of HEX and a great sacrifice point for PulseChain and PulseX. If I'm still trying to build my position, maybe that's what I should be thinking more of, is just going back to a build position mindset. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll see what's going on. But that's kind of my thoughts on it, to share my 2 cents in the whole thing. But, you know, hopefully that's all good. Yeah, Will Games happening today. Big sale, big rebuy. Yeah, there's so many folks that are going through and selling. That's something that we are going to look at. I have it pulled up here on the Twitter HEX alerts. There's been a few big purchases for HEX. There's been a few big sells for HEX, and so there was actually someone that just bought, say, $1 million worth of HEX, and fuck it, since we're talking about it, might as well just pull it up and see what's going on with chat as well. So chat-wise, let me pull up this so I can also kind of pull up Zoom, sucker. There you go. So I can also pull up chat right here. This is HEX alerts on Twitter. And again, I have this pulled into my Discord as well, should anyone want access to it without having to go on Twitter for whatever reason, should you want to. But yeah, there's definitely some big whale games happening. We're going to be taking a little peeky weeky at what's going on there. We got Big GZ. What's up, Big GZ? Doesn't March tend to be good pump month usually for Bitcoin historically? Yeah, so the way it works is they usually say sell in May and go away, and you come back in November and start like buying again. That kind of how that works, whichever one it works, right? So a lot of people will actually start buying, start accumulating, and then they start selling. That's like the trader mentality, more or less, type style, with just trying to flow with the market. I've learned that you want to be against the market and against the grain if you can, right? You know what I mean? So make sure that you're getting the better opportunities. Make sure you don't sell when other folks are trying to sell and all that good stuff, right? There's just lessons that you learn over time. In terms of Bitcoin and being historically good in March, I mean, heck, let's take a little peeky weeky at that. I mean, I'll come back to the HEX alerts as well. So here's Bitcoin, and let's just go back and put this on monthly right now. So if we just go back to March right here, you can see again, this is a bad example. Why? Because how can I do this? Click up, click the up arrow on the chart. Can I just do that? I'm trying to figure stuff out while I'm doing this live. Nope. Option up. Okay, yeah, I don't know. So if I go back over here to March, for example, this is once again the bad. Oops, that's why, because it went to freaking. I was like, that chart doesn't look like Bitcoin. So March is a bad example in 2022. Why? Because we went to a freaking bear market. So it was kind of that example that people started being happy about it. You can definitely see a good pump. I mean, heck, it went up 30% during that time, but then it went and followed by the bear market. If we go back from March of the previous year, we got a good bull rally happening all the way in October, November, December, and then all the way up until about March. People started really selling around that time. This is that May type sell pressure that you see that I was talking about. People just for whatever reason sell in May and go away for a little bit of time. Back in March of 2020, again, this is once again that little pandemic stuff happening and everything, so kind of a little weird situation, but it had a good 58% dip that month. So not really sure if like March is necessarily like the good month to be getting, like it's, you know, historically it's proven that over the last 3 years, at least 4 years, March isn't really doing anything, but there has been times where people are getting in. It's you know, 6x in one hand, half a dozen in the other type deal, so it can do whatever it wants, right? But right now there does seem to be some good pressure happening with Bitcoin, or at least some good momentum happening with Bitcoin. So, you know, we may end up seeing that little double top situation. If we go through here and just kind of do a bar retracement pattern here, come here and just kind of see like maybe what happens October 2020 to, I don't know, July of 2021. I could see, you know, Bitcoin doing something like this, for example, where it ends up kind of going up and, you know, maybe hits 85,000 come the same time that HEX is around $1 at this point, that September of 2023, December of 2023 time frame. When we start getting in like over here, I could see this kind of happening with Bitcoin, so it's probably going to be moving, same little rally, you know, but I would see 85,000. But again, price-wise, from where it's at right now, I mean, that's only what, a 300% gain, and HEX did that within fucking 40 days, you know? So like, my money is gonna be put into an asset that I think has a more likely chance to give me a higher return that I feel a lot more confident in. The Bitcoin has almost been contaminated, I'll say it, you know, with a lot of big players, centralized exchanges, people, the market makers, if you will, people coming through and making their own stories up and having all the sells and all that good stuff. So Bitcoin's not really my thing anymore. I don't really look at it. There was once a point in time where I was dollar cost averaging into it every single day just in case, because the goal was to make sure that I could retire before I was 40. And, you know, through HEX, I was able to do it by the time I was 34. So, you know, my money's in the asset that allowed me to do it a lot faster, you know, but I'll leave it there. And yeah, you see that 1,000 ETH market buy? Yeah, is that what the $1 million market buy is? Is that what this one is right here? If I go down, where was it? HEX alerts. $1 million, $1.3 million right here about 3 hours ago. Is that what you were talking about, firefighting? Let's see. They swapped 300 Ethereum, swapped 300 Ethereum, got some USDC, 250 Ethereum, 150 Ethereum, and based on that math, we're probably in the ballpark of 1,000 Ethereum. So I think this is the one that you were talking about, and I was actually wanting to dive in on this wallet right here to see kind of what's going on with them. And also through the new website of hexbase.de, see if they're staked. And guys, this is a crazy freaking thing. If this wallet works, I hope it does, because no, they aren't staked. Okay, maybe they're new to HEX, right? We're gonna find out. I need to check something out. App hexfire.info, hexfire.io, by the way, just in case y'all are wondering and get that corrected on my end. So let me check something out. I have to see if they're currently staked. Why do you not show me the little symbol up top? Did he move it? There used to be a little Omega symbol up at the top of this website right here that I would use to pull up all the information, and I'm sure it's on a different one now. But where'd it go? Okay, let me see if I can find it maybe. Well, darn. Well, I'm just going to filter in by address and just see if it's got anything on it with that address right now. Doesn't look like they have anything going on with stakes on this wallet. Cool. So that's very interesting. That's 1,000 Ethereum this wallet just got. Now I got to dive in on the wallet and find out some more information, because bam, that's freaking wild, dude. And they fucking staked it. Let's go. That's freaking awesome right there. So now they are staked. I think this is the first time they have staked in HEX. They literally bought the HEX and did a market buy. They don't hold any really cash in this wallet right here. So they literally did a market buy of HEX and staked it the same day. So tomorrow when this ticks over, this stake is going to be going into effect. And the T-shares that they're going to have, I think this was this amount right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 28 million HEX. We're given 1,100 T-shares, so they're earning. God, this is fucking dope. That is epic. Hell yeah. Let's see if this is like someone from like the early days of Ethereum, right? So let's go down to look at all of their transactions for S's and G's and go to last just to see kind of where this wallet all originally started when it first happened. So they all moved this from separate wallets, you know, started coming stuff in, KuCoin, null address. So they weren't in on the early days of Ethereum, but that's okay. This wallet was essentially created in 2019, so definitely not in the early days of Ethereum, or not at least on the first release date of Ethereum, but definitely still early into crypto. They've been messing with other protocols and having other stuff happen where they have started earning some yield through different protocols, and now they are in HEX. So welcome to the family. Welcome to the actual trustless yield that is true DeFi. I hope you learn all you can while you're here. this is such a baller move, if you ask me, to have someone go and instantly stake all of the HEX instantaneously. Like, it makes me wonder if they have other wallets with other stakes, because this is a commitment, guys. Like, if you say you're gonna stake, even this is only 68 days. Don't get me wrong, it's not that long, but at the same time, you got to understand a couple of things with this particular scenario. If this person is brand new to our ecosystem and they decide to end the stake tomorrow, and because they don't know about the penalties, then they wreck themselves. So I hope they take a little bit of time. Don't do anything reckless. Wait until the full 68 days. I mean, heck, it's not that long of time if you think about it. We're already fucking 60 days almost into the year so far, and it seems like it just blinked. So be patient, whoever this is. Welcome to the community. We are glad to have you on board. And this is such a freaking epic move right there, guys. That is so baller. So yeah, apparently right there, we got nice tools, bro. 1K subscription soon. Excellent video content as usual. Spacey007, thank you so much. Icosa yield been on fire. Absolutely. Yeah, my buddy is just loving Icosa, you know what I mean? And maybe I gotta get Crypto Sloth on here, and maybe he can explain to the whole Icosa and Hedron system, because March looks like a dumpster fire. Hey, it's all good. It's all good, right? The thing about crypto in general is delayed gratification. Patience wins, folks. Patience just wins. Hit the like and subscribe, boys and girls. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Charles. Funkmaster Hex says the guy who put 1,000 ETH into Hex has 8,500 more Ethereum. No shit. Did I miss that? Let me go back right here. Oh shit, show does. show does. Look at that balance right there, folks. 9,500 more Ethereum sitting right there in this wallet, ready to go. $15 million sitting on the side with the Ethereum, with that amount and what it's worth. And that just means that when someone does this kind of stuff, one, it means that they've earned some profits from Ethereum. They've definitely been patient in that regard. They did what they had to make this kind of money. But they actually almost see a better system when they start diversifying and branching off into a separate one, like HEX, for example. And the amount of yield this person's going to earn, essentially on this amount of T-shares, if you just do the fun math on this, I don't know if y'all have ever done this, but I'll do it with you as well. So where's my calculator? So 1,150 T-shares right now would pay, and I'll do 1,140, fuck it, we'll just do the exact. 1,141 T-shares would end up paying roughly about 6.3 HEX per day per T-share. So we know that they're gonna be getting roughly around 71.88 HEX per day based on those T-shares alone. So even within that amount of time for 68 days, that's 488,804 HEX they're going to earn based on the simple 6-month return of HEX, not even including on days where they end up making more on that daily payout, like we've seen just recently where we got that 12 HEX per T-share day. Those are fucking epic when they happen. Even a 7 payout per T-share day is epic, but again, this is coming more and more frequently. So that's essentially 500,000 HEX in what is only 68 days. So let's just assume the price just stays at 6 cents right now. That's still earning $29,000 in the next 60 days. Like, that's pretty fucking fire if you ask me. And that's being very generous and simple with all of my math. There's so much more to what can actually come from this as well. But congratulations, my friend. Hopefully they set up some sort of staking ladder. Hopefully they look into how this whole system works. But for some folks, you got to understand they're willing to. They are actually okay with taking over the average yield. You know what I mean? Because some folks are okay making navigate work. Some folks are okay with actually navigating to essentially earning 9%, right? Because like that's kind of what you're getting here. Oh, this is already here. Dude, they changed up the website just a smidge and I haven't necessarily pulled it up just recently. So let's just see if I can find out some information. We got base model, hopper model, all models, cool. Let me just kind of play around here. Daily charts, don't really care so much about that. I'm trying to see the ROI charts and the ROI estimates to kind of show what that actually ends up being. Staked analysis, historic ROI, and APY. Okay, here we go. So over this amount of time, and I'll zoom in just a smidge. So over this amount of time, if you just look at this over a 60-day period, should this person decide to do that, then they're going to end up earning roughly about 2%, or right now 1.5% on HEX during that time, with an APY around 9%. So even right here, they're still going to be earning that roughly about 1.59%. Now, if they end up just going out just a little bit longer, and this is really that power of delaying gratification right here, that 1.9 could turn into 3.3. 1.5 could turn into 3.3 just by going with a 120-day stake. So think just a little bit longer and you'll get even better return on that yield. And then God forbid you end up even just going, say, 6 months, for example, then you end up getting roughly in this ballpark, 5.4 yield on a 6-month stake. And that is a phenomenal return of yield, because on 28 million HEX in that example, I mean, you can turn that into quite a bit of additional HEX. So 28 million. I always have to count these zeros. I wish it would just fucking add a comma. Times, what did I say? 5.4 times. So yeah, 1.528,000. 1.5 million. We'll just say 1.5 million HEX just by going and doing a 66-month stake right there. Like, that's a great return, folks. That is such an epic return of your money right there that it just makes sense. And even then, you're gonna have more at the end than you did when you started. So welcome to the neighborhood, welcome to the community. All good in the hood, my friend. Thank you so much for coming through and sharing that information. Yeah, it's definitely cool to freaking see. And they have a lot more ETH sitting on the sideline, like he just said. I'm turning 37, been in crypto 2 years already, hoping to retire by 40. Funkmaster HEX, if we get the launch of PulseChain and PulseX, I'm assuming that you got a chance to sacrifice for it. And yeah, I could see that easily happening. 2 years time, as long as you don't wreck yourself and do something silly, then yeah, congrats on retirement. We got Firefighting A2 says, rumor has it they staked it until May. Yeah, I mean, they did. They did a 68-day stake, and 68 days, and from today, what is 68 days from today? 68 days from today is May 5th, so they're staking all the way out until May 5th right there. Pretty interesting stuff right there for everyone to kind of see, and hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. So good stuff. Tintop, what up? Hello. Can you break down HSI auctions? Yeah, so again, I'm not the HSI auctions kind of guy, unfortunately. Like, as much as I would love to be that person for you to break it down, I know there's a lot better people and stuff out there. But for example, you can go to hedron.today. This is a website where you can find out this information. You go to hedron.today, and from here you can go to auctions, for example. You'll see a whole bunch of auctions right here. You can sort everything out to kind of figure out how much actual Hedron you have, for example. So this bid right here is going for another 4 minutes right now. This one's going for another 3 hours. So again, this is 11 billion Hedron right here. To get it, you would end up getting 116 T-shares in this situation. Again, so they actually have a phenomenal return right here. So great stuff. This is a stake that goes all the way out to 55. Oh, it's tough to see. Zoom in. Zoom. All right. So hopefully this is a little bit easier to see. But this is just kind of showcasing kind of what we're talking about right there. Does it show all of it still? Yeah, it does. Cool. So this is what we're talking about, right? We have some auctions going on. There, you have to have a certain amount of Hedron in order to even bid on this auction, and you can mint additional Hedron just by claiming this stake right here. So this is one for less than a B share, and again out to 55. So you can set all of this up depending upon how many days, how many shares, what's the minimum bonus, and all that good stuff as well. So say for example you want at least to get 10 T shares, maybe you want 117,000, so on and so forth. You can filter all this information and actually get that done. You could do it by ending the soonest, ending the latest, all that good stuff there, right? So I would say adjust this, figure it out. If it's something that you have Hedron and you want to mess around with the auctions, you definitely can. Go to hedron.today, and if you got this 6 million Hedron right here, then you can possibly make a bid on this and get yourself one additional T-share. You got to figure out the math and see what makes sense, right? There's so many stuff that's happening, which is kind of where you go into look into Hedron, which is that crypto sloth website, for example. So when you go to lookintohedron.com, it actually will pull up kind of what are some good actual stakes that are ending soon. So you can type in this one, and based on the underlying yield, it kind of goes through and does the math for you. So it says these are 5 auctions that are closest to ending. Click each button to see if it's a good deal, or if a good deal is present, click the refresh button to update. So you would again pull this up. It pulls up all the information. It says good deal relative to multiple ICOSA. No. Good deal relative to make the stake today. Yes. And so it kind of gives you a delta of what that looks like. You can probably try to end up finding one if you wanted to. I don't know if I've never really played around to see if there's one that says multiple yes and relative here. Oh, okay, cool. So if they both say no, then I would assume that's probably not a good one to be bidding on. Again, this only pulls up the next 5, if you will, or the most recent 5, or whatever's happening there. So you would just kind of use this information, use the data that's present to you, that you can type in all the information, see if it's a good deal, see if it makes sense. I kind of see this as almost ratio trading in my mind. Again, I just think about it maybe that way. And I am not a fan of the ratio trading mentality. So you have to find out really what's a good deal, and you got to make sure that all the stuff is good for you. And do you want to actually have everything done? And, you know, based on all that information, you can get some ICOSA, right? So there's multiple ICOSA. You type in the address if you have it, and you can mint your ICOSA that way through the yield that you have because you're staked. There's a lot of different websites on it, but yeah, there's liquidations here, there's charts here, there's all good stuff. This is hedron.today. Look into hedron.com on this one. Both of them great websites for Hedron. So hopefully that answered that question, little Uno. Again, I'm not necessarily the most knowledgeable person when it comes to that regard, but hopefully that helps. We got Jay Everything 100. What's up, Jay? How you doing, Alafizame? How are you, my friend? Sunday fun day. Yeah, absolutely. Got the orange color on, looking all sharp and purty, and got my orange cup and just trying to fucking feel nice, you know? Yeah, Hex cheers. Good day for a bourbon by the fire and catching up on some Hex Alpha. What's up, Tin Top? Absolutely. Grab that drink and, you know, sip on that bourbon. I was always a Scotch whiskey kind of guy myself when I did drink. I'm a big fan of Glenlivet whenever I would drink, but again, I stopped drinking about 1.5 years ago at this point in time. It's been a while since I've even had the touch of alcohol touch my lips. Not even sure what that means anymore. I'm sure I would just be a bumbling fool as soon as I put in like fucking 4 White Claws or some stupid shit. My fucking tolerance is just shot now at this point in time. But yeah, I mean, stop smoking cigarettes 2.5 years ago. Stop drinking about 1.5 years ago, and then stopped smoking weed about 3 months ago. So just working on bettering myself every single day, getting rid of any vices. Cinco de Mayo, absolutely. That's when that must be a Mexican staker. Alan, I fucking love your comments, dude. Absolutely. Excellent content. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I'm slowly trying to make you a Hedron guy too. Hey, and that's okay. I'm willing to learn, you know what I mean? I definitely am. You don't make ATX a Hedron guy, you make Hedron an ATX guy. Oh, Bristology says lol. What's up, Briss? Alan Fizame, arriba. Oh shit, y'all are fucking awesome, dude. Sup? That's a big cup of coffee. I'm hungover today, 777. Well, Bristology, so that's actually why I stopped drinking, man. I started feeling, because like it got to a certain point in time, I used to drink heavily, daily, to deal with all the BS that I had going on, or thought I was dealing with all the BS that I had going on. And then I was able to, once I got married, she dealt with me through the fucking crazy times of my life, through the shitty, pushed me through all those crazy moments, and allowed me to realize that I didn't necessarily have to drink every day. And so I was able to start maybe drinking like 6 beers a night, or maybe 2 cups of whiskey a night, or whatever it was. And then I eventually slowly got to where I would drink like 1 to 2 beers a night, or you know, whatever it was. And then it kind of got to a point where I would eventually take like 1 drink a week or whatever. But that 1 drink a week after that day, like, dude, my fucking head would throb. And I'm talking about from 1 drink. I wasn't even getting the luxury of getting fucked up or drunk or nothing, and I would feel like shit. And I was like, dude, if I'm gonna feel this way because of drinking over 1 drink, like, fuck that. I'd much rather just wake up and feel great. And so that's where I was able to push myself to that last final stage and just kind of nix it completely, because I don't care to feel that way the next day, because that, even just 1 drink, it got me that way, you know what I mean? And so it was brutal. It was fucking brutal, man. Yeah, this fucking cup is massive, by the way, too. So I feel you on that size of the cup. Yeah, it's a big cup of coffee. Yes, sir. 777. What's up, James Shield? How are you? I'm debating buying more Icosa instead of all HEX. I've got some dry powder on another chain. I need to bridge back into RH ecosystem. Gas prices have been outrageous in the past week. I want to say the gas prices have actually been relatively decent over the last couple days. I mean, if I go to app.hex.win and pull up, you know, maybe what staking looks like on this particular page here. So go to charts. This is not the one. Hex Vision. We have so many freaking websites that I forget. I forget all the websites that we have. It's a great thing to have, but Hex.vision was the one I was trying to go to. So yeah, it's a good problem to have, but definitely a tough thing to remember sometimes. And then I can go over here to gas prices. So let's just pull that up and see kind of how gas prices have been relative over the last few days. Zoom in over here. So yeah, I mean, gas prices got as high at one point in time as 31 Gwei, and this is as of the 24th. I guess I zoomed in a little bit too much on it. Let's see if I can go back to, and I can't, dude, there has to be an easier way. I forget, I thought I could just double click, but let's pull this up for the last week and just kind of see, not last week, the last couple weeks. So it actually got as high at one point in time as like 80, got as high as, you know, 59 Gwei here. Really over the last week, it's kind of been hovering in this 28, 39, you know, getting as high as like 32 over here, 47. But then over the last couple of, once again, the weekend, right, as we know, the 25th, 26th, these are definitely going to be the better times to be trying to get something done. I mean, we got as low as 18, and I think I made a comment. I saw it at like 22. And I was like, holy shit, it might be time to start doing some stakes at this point in time if you want to do something, because yeah, the gas prices have been absolutely absurd, especially when you factor in the fact that that whole BS protocol came out for Blur, and the gas prices, I mean, they just fucking lost their mind, dude. It went up to 712 Gwei, and that's just like, you don't ever want that shit anywhere near you. Speaking of, dude, like, did y'all see that Zen protocol fucking up Phantom, and then goddamn Jack's tweet on, you know, fucking up PulseChain's network as well for gas fees? I'm not a fan of Zen, dude. That's some complete garbage, and it's just fucking over so many people. Not only for the community who have lost all money that they've ever put into it, but the fact that it's fucking over all the people who didn't even want to mess with that protocol, but now they have to pay higher gas fees because your system and protocol fucked up their system. Like, that's just jacked up, dude. That's just not even cool. And I'll pull up the tweet on that too, because that's messed up, dude. Phantom Zen. And trend, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know if it's going to show up, dude. Let me just see. Only a few APEX. Dude, the fact that I can't even believe how many folks are still trying to mess with this protocol either. Like, it kind of shocks me. It breaks my heart that crypto kindness has fallen victim to this shit, but it is what it is. Let me just see if I can just type in Phantom and just see what pulls up. Phantom gas fees. Maybe I gas fee. Yeah, I don't know where it was. I didn't save the tweet or I didn't like it or anything like that. But his message back was like, haha, when PulseChain launches, like he's like, which layer one you gonna fuck over next, Jack? And it was like, you know, he's like PulseChain and sends that grin face bullshit. And I'm like, dude, fuck off, man. We don't want you in our community. We don't want that shit here. But you know, you can't stop these creators from making stuff. It just sucks, and I really hope that it doesn't affect PulseChain, because like, dude, I'm looking forward to paying very sub penny for transaction fees, and if you have to pay pennies for transaction fees, obviously it's a lot better. But to mess up Zen's gas, dude, that was just jacked up in my opinion. Not a fan at all. Those are my 2 cents on that right there. Yeah, let me see here. Are you MJ Money? Are you in fact missing that wrench? Well, let's see if we can get that fixed while streaming, right? Might as well. So let's pull this up. I got myself here. Turn off my audio. No need to be playing the video. MJ Money. The fact that you say Zen is trash earned you a mod wrench. So I'm right there with you. You just became a wrench guy, my friend. Keen Rager, I don't know. Do I like you? Do I not like you? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, let me actually go through the chat real fast. I'm going to kind of go through this a little quicker because I got to put the pups up and get a whole pup situation happening here around the house and just enjoy my Sunday. It's in fact my son's birthday, so everyone wish Aiden a happy birthday. My little kid's turning 10 years old today, and I cannot believe how fast they grow up. And my gosh, dude, like that's what I don't even mind staking. I don't even mind staking 15 years. If like you think about how quick your kids grow up and how fast time flies and like all these things, dude, it's such a blink of an eye. It's not even funny, dude. It's literally happening so fast. I got 8 more years with the kid essentially that I'm trying to guarantee this kid's gonna be set for his future as well. So I'm making sure that I have everything in line and don't delay setting some of this stuff up. Like I have CRTs in place to make sure that they have a charitable remainder trust set up to where I can pay them quarterly, yearly, dividends, whatever it is through my trust, and I can set all that up. And I have everything getting in place right now, and I'm not trying to wait. And again, you got to make sure you do the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, man. I want to make sure this kid succeeds in life, and my daughter, I want to make sure she doesn't have to worry about any of that as well. So right there with all of y'all. So here we go. You should do a recommended website list. Ooh, I like that. I like that idea. Cool. Congrats, bro, on the alcohol intake. Appreciate your knowledge. Longtime watcher. Just figured out the messaging channel stuff. Well, King, god dang it, dude. I appreciate that message. And you know what? I'm feeling generous today as well. So you just got a wrench as well. So happy fucking Sunday. Okay. All right, let's pull this up here, get through the chat once again, say what's up to everyone. Good afternoon, my friends. May all your money bags get bigger. Absolutely, MJ Money. I definitely appreciate that, MJ Money. 712 Gwei gives me bull vibes. Dude, that's wild. Seriously, for real. Jack wants to fuck up Bitcoin's network too. Yeah, he just did, like, he's just like a vampire, man, and he just wants to go through and just fuck over so many people, and I don't see how people can't see that about him. He's not innovative. He's not creating something crazy that's going to be beneficial for people in the long run. He just wants to fuck people, right? He just wants to fuck over everybody, and that's not cool. I don't appreciate that, man. I don't appreciate the fact that he came after the HEX network and the community because he knows that we probably have the biggest voice and outreach, especially on Twitter, and the fact that he used us in that regard, and not only that, sniped some of us, and now people are falling victim to succumbing to this whole wait 10 years bullshit, and like they have, dude, I can't even, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Let's just say that, right? Yeah, that's crazy. MJ Money, RH to blacklist, Zen on PulseChain. Yeah, and the stupid thing is, he would just fucking change the name of the system and make a couple of tweaks, and there's only so much you can blacklist, unfortunately, so he would just tweak something and it would show up there. Not a fan of Jack. He's like a rich kid coming to the hood and talking trash to all the vatos. He's gonna get burned. Yeah, exactly. You come into the fucking ghetto, you're gonna get fucked up if you come through, say some shit like that. And you know, Zen is almost 100% down. Yeah, it's 100% trash is what it is. 100% agree. Yeah, he fucked up Phantom briefly. I do DJ and plays there, and F that guy, lol. Yeah, straight up, like, not a fan. There you go. Brissology sent the tweet, and I'll pull it up real quick before I gotta head out as well. But yeah, right there. Thank you so much for that, Brissology. I'll show y'all as well, because this is jacked up, man. Like, what kind of fucked up person does that, right? Like, what kind of person is even in their mind like that? Right here. You know, it's showing Zen NFT launch on Phantom, drives gas to 3,000 Gwei from 25. Their blockchain is completely jammed. It's your fucking fault, you know what I mean? And then all these folks are having to pay for the bullshit garbage that you're doing. And he said, are you planning on launching on Visa and MasterCard networks as well? Jamming billions of global transactions would be good for adoption, right? And then he just says, PulseChain. And then fucking sends this goddamn, you know, meme of a photo right here. Like, fuck off, dude. That's just not even cool. Fine by me. Jack up the gas price on Pulse. Let it burn. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's just so effed, man. I can't even describe how messed up it really is, right? So thanks, bud. Of course, MJ Money. I appreciate you coming through. And yeah, fine by me. Jack up it. I saw you mentioned your LP earlier. All my Acosa is staked. 68 days left. And yep, thanks, bud. Happy birthday to my son. At 10 Top, I bought some to do LP with. All my yield got distributed into squid positions, to roll them every 2 weeks, and one large stake locked up for 270. That's a brilliant idea. Happy birthday, appreciate that. Wait, whose birthday? My son's birthday. Happy HFS. Yep, whoop whoop. Hex Staker, Pulse X Sacrificer, here to learn. And Genrap Crypto said Jack sent him a gift basket. Yeah, dude. Got so fucked on it, right? I don't even want to see that tweet anymore. I don't even want to see his face, dude. Fuck that guy. And look at Hex, back on a freaking absolute tear, dude. That's just this month alone. This is monthly, but this is an absolute tear. Love seeing it, right? And Jack is laughing about it too. Outrage marketing, forcing people off Ethereum and everything else. Mega ME, or make EVM great again. Lol. Jack had GRC and Trayvon into his grasp. Yeah, he did. Trayvon fell victim to it too. So did Crypto Kindness. So did so many other people, man. Sucks. I fear for Jack's safety. Happy birthday, ATX Jr. Hey, love that. You dat monthly. Yeah, yo, dat monthly? Yeah, it is. Folks, this has been an absolute blast of a stream. I got to get going today. Have an absolute banger of a weekend. Catch you tomorrow. Peace!